key to stimulating muscle growth is the intensity of the exercise.
Hammers. Build your body and your bank. Check out how to earn 10K per month plus with my business intelligence, finance technology, consultant training accelerator program. Link in the description. Welcome back to Hassan Hammer Fitness. All right, it is time to go smash a chest and back workout. So if you're new here and you're joining me, my name is Hassan, and this is my hypertrophy fitness channel where I am documenting my journey to 50 pounds of muscle. That's right, and naturally. So no TRT, nothing like that, just protein and good old creatine. And yeah, so the question is it possible to put on 50 pounds of muscle? And this YouTube channel is an answer to that question. And I say it absolutely is possible. So I worked out for 3 years. The first year I only did cardio. Okay, so I just did 15 minutes of cardio 7 days a week. That's actually what got me motivated. After that, for 2 years, I did hypertrophy specific training. I put on 40 pounds of muscle, 20 pounds per year. And now I've been training for like 3.5, but I've kind of plateaued at 170. It's a bit of a grind adding more, but it is slowly going up. Okay, so how do you do it? How do you put on 50 pounds of muscle naturally? Well, there's 2 parts, okay? And they're both very important. So first, okay, we're gonna look at it from a bottleneck perspective. The first bottleneck is stimulus. So you need exercise, and it needs to be extremely high intensity. So high intense exercise is what builds the muscle. So that's part one. Once you have that, the next part is protein. You need the building blocks to build the muscle. So people say diet is more important than training. Not exactly true. You need the first in full capacity, then the bottleneck becomes protein, and then you need the second in full capacity, and you put them together and you have results. So that's how I did it. And I started with working out 7 days a week, okay? Year one, bro split. Not ideal. I switched to every other day, and much better. I got more gains, easier, and I got stronger. So in a nutshell, that's my technique. I like to use intensity-based training, supersets, drop sets, partial reps, pushing myself hard to failure. That's the part one. And the second part, protein. I drink 3 protein shakes a day, each with a scoop of creatine, and pretty simple, not that hard. You do have to do it right, but it is pretty simple. All right, that being said, today we're gonna work out chest and back. I'll show you guys these intensity techniques, and I will see you guys once I'm at the gym. All right, we have made it to the workout. Now, I actually changed my warm up. So before, I used to do 5 minutes of stair climber, and that would get your core body temperature raised and everything like that. I decided to change it with 20 reps of 2 plate hack squats. And the reason for that is I want to hit my legs harder. And right now I am training them probably like once every 8 days or so, because I'm working out every 3 days. I'm on a reduced schedule because of my startup activities. And in fact, it's 5 in the morning and I've been awake all night. So with all of that taken into consideration, I'm still making gains. I'm employing the intensity techniques. My reps are going up, and I am slowly putting on a bit of muscle. So I would say it's still working, but that's the motivation behind changing it to 20 reps. And I did do my leg stretches, but I'm gonna jump into it, and I wanna see how I handle it without much of a warm up in sort of a lazy mode.
All right, so that's 16, pretty good so far. A bit out of breath, 18, 2 more to go. So I actually didn't really like hack squats that much, but what I used to do was put on 25-pound plates, and for my leg workout I would go 9 sets all the way down, all the way up with 25 pounds, 9 sets. I did that for a year. It was excellent. It blew up my legs. But now, maybe after about 2 years of doing hack squats, I'm gonna do it as warm up with 2 plates, 20 reps, and on leg day I'll do 3 plates. All right, so warm up is done, and I like it. I like the 20 rep hack squats. I think it's more productive than 5 minutes of stair climber. Now, for this workout, we're going to do back and then chest, and I'm going to start with 3 sets of pull-ups. So the intensity techniques here are going to be 1, go to failure, 2, use rest pause to make sure you go to failure, and 3, do partial reps, which are little mini reps at the end. Okay, so now over a period of over 2 years, I have worked my way up to about 17 to 18 reps, but the important thing is full range of motion, and you got to go full dead hang, because the stretch is the most anabolic part of the movement. All right, I'm gonna take a rest pause at 15. And then partials. Okay, so that was the first set of pull-ups. I'm gonna do 2 more like that, and then it's T-bar rows. First set is like 20 reps for ignition set, pre-exhaustion. Then it's a triple level drop set. Then 1 set of deadlift. We're gonna go to chest. 3 supersets for chest. Each is a drop set, and then 2 supersets of dips with partial reps, and we're done. So that's the workout agenda. All right, this is set number 2 for pull-ups. It's going to be maximum reps till failure, supersetted with partials, just like the last one. All right, sweet. I got an extra rep, which is nice. But I made a note last time that I might just do 2 sets of pull-ups instead of 3, because once I added the 20 reps of hack squats, my workout was getting long. So I'll make a decision on that. If not, I'll go straight to T-bar. All right, we're gonna do 3. Pull-ups is too good to cut down, so I'll figure out something else. But 7 plus 3 on the last set. All right, so you can't see the bar yet, but this is the T-bar row. And I added it maybe about 2 weeks ago. It is a really good workout. Also, it's a really good exercise. Also, I am not that comfortable with it, but I definitely feel a lot of lat soreness when I do it. Okay, so for this, it's gonna be 2 working sets. And the first one is gonna be a pre-exhaustion set. So what's it called? An ignition set, in the words of Bottlenecks. That's where I got this one from. So set 1, pre-exhaust the muscle, 45 pounds, 20 reps, full range of motion to the dead hang, and then pulling backwards slightly with my elbow towards my pocket to target the lats. And then set number 2 is going to be a multi-level drop set. So multi-level drop set, supersetted with partial reps. That's the plan. So two sets for this exercise. Okay, set number 1, pretty good. Felt easier than last time. And I used 25-pound plates this time because I feel like the 45-pound ones restrict the range of motion. So I think that was helpful. Okay, so this one is gonna be a triple level drop set. Usually I do 75 pounds and then I drop it down, but I'm gonna start with 65 pounds. I'm gonna actually lower the weight up a bit. I just wanna make sure my form is right because I think I'm using too much arms instead of pulling to my back with my elbows and using my lats. So that's the game plan. Triple level drop set, each supersetted with partial reps at the end. All right, 12 plus 4. Wait a minute, it's a drop set. All right, that means I gotta lower the weight and keep going. Okay, almost fumbled that for a second. I'm gonna take a rest pause. So I did 12 plus 4, and that took almost all my effort. So let's do a 20-second rest pause, and then the next level. Those are challenging. Okay, this is the last level of the drop set. I'm gonna catch my breath. I'm thinking of how that felt, and I have to say those are pretty challenging. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rest pause that because my quads are giving out from the squats earlier. My quads just went full burn mode to about a 9, so I had to stop. So it wasn't actually back failure, which I was not expecting. Definitely sloppy, but I'll take it. I have to factor in the squats at the start, and the leg burning woke up, but they are effective. Okay, next is 1 set of deadlift. All right, 1 set of deadlift. I should probably do more, but the T-bar rows are kind of similar position, and I go ham on hack squats, so I'll do 1 set of this, 8 reps. I would do more, but my workout's at like 1 hour and 15 minutes currently, and I'm reluctant to increase it. Feels pretty challenging. There's a time period where I would be doing 3 plates, but currently I have to say that takes almost all my effort. All right, so the plan was to do chest, but I'm going to sneak in trap work first. So on chest and back day, I like to do traps as accessory. Usually I do it at the beginning or at the end, but it just so happens that it's 6 in the morning and the morning crowd is coming in, and funnily enough, the gym is crowded. So I took too long in my nighttime workout. So I'm gonna wait for the machines to empty up, and in the meantime, it's going to be a superset of traps. And essentially what I do is I just throw everything at it. I try to do as much as I can, drop sets, rest pauses, anything I can think of to get them to get to fatigue in one set. Okay, so that was about 17, pretty good, but I'm not gonna drop set it, just I'll take a rest pause for about 10 seconds and do a couple more like that. Okay, so that was about 8 to feel it now. I think I'll do a couple more rest pauses with the heavy weight before I start drop setting it. It does help to lean forward on this one because your traps also do run down the middle of your upper back. Okay, 8 again. So that's about 3 rest pauses. I think I'm gonna keep, maybe I'll do one more. All right, now I'm gonna drop set it. So I'll take off 10 pounds from both sides. And repeat. Eight again. Looks like they get sore around 8. And this is what I mean about intensity techniques. Drop set, rest pauses, supersets. Just throw everything you can at it until the muscle is fatigued. I'll do one more drop set, or I mean one more rest pause with this weight. Definitely starting to feel it in the hands. All right, drop set and repeat. It's funny because the weight feels easier, but you still fail around the same reps. Around 8, it just fails. So weight definitely feels easier, but Still stuck on the same rep. Okay, I'm starting to cheat them a little now because they're already exhausted. So whatever I can get now is just bonus. You definitely should not be doing set number 1 that quickly. It's way too quick. I'm pretty much bouncing it because it's the last few rest pauses and they're already exhausted. It's effective. Okay, that's it for traps. They're pretty good. Can barely raise them. Maybe I'll do another set. I'll see after bench press. All right, so bench press finally. Now I did warm up already. I did 25-pound plates a couple of times, like 10, 15 times. But this next set is one of the most important points in this workout. There's 2 points I consider the most important. The first set of pull-ups, I want to do them super clean, full range of motion, and do them right, get to my 18 reps. And the second is the first set of bench press supersetted, which is 9 reps and then drops at 7 reps. So that's what I'm going to go for. Wow, I got 10 reps. It took me like 3 months to get this 10th rep. Really was not expecting to get an extra rep. It took me maybe 3, maybe 4 or 5 months before I got past that 9 rep mark right there, which is pretty crazy because it's 6 in the morning and I've been awake all night. So my strength shouldn't be at its highest, but I guess the progressive overload finally worked. Okay, I'm gonna drop set it now. Okay, 2 more like that. I'm pretty surprised I got that 10th rep. And I'm going to conclude it was the crazy 20 rep hack squats I've been doing because I put on 3 plates. And first I put on 2 plates and 25-pound plate. I got to 20 reps. That was really hard. And then I increased it to 3 plates of 45 pounds, something I'd never done before. And I went to true failure. And I've been stuck on the 9th rep for 3 to 6 months now on bench press. And finally I broke through. So I'm going to say it was actually the leg exercise that helped the entire body. I don't know, maybe it raised testosterone or overall musculature or something. But anyways, I'm surprised I got it and I'm quite happy about that. Okay, so next is 4 reps plus 6 on the drop set. Well, I got an extra rep again. And honestly, I think I could have gone one more, so that's crazy. Breaking my progressive overload targets today. All right, drop set. Forgot about that. Getting too excited about my reps. All right, so I'm gonna safely conclude 20 rep hack squats with high load performance magic, because I just got through 2 plateaus in one go. All right, one more. Now, why the drop sets? Well, it is an intensity technique, so it just helps you push to the edge. But if you watch Jeremy Ether's video, like a really popular fitness YouTuber, he does a video where on one side he trains high reps and on the other side he trains high load. And he concludes that the high reps, 12 to 30 rep range instead of high load, 6 to 8 rep range, is about 5% better for the high rep side. About the same, but a little bit better for the other. So the thinking here, and then he goes on to say the first half of the movement on the high rep sets don't activate muscle that well. So when you do it like this hybrid set, the first half of the exercise is high load with 4 reps, and the second half is the high volume, and by that time the effective part is already kicking in. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the high load and you get time under tension. So that's why I do it that way. Wow, got an extra rep there too. So all 3 sets I got an extra rep today. After being stuck on bench press, not getting a rep for months and months. All right, so the drop set, and then some dips with superset partials, and I'm good to go. We'll do some posing and I'm out. That's crazy, 10 reps on the drop set. So I'm gonna say the 20 rep hack squats with high load are absolutely magical. I think that's definitely what did it. These ones are all about the stretch. So I don't really go for progressive overload, just extremely clean reps is the goal. I do like to lean forward for hitting the chest more. All right, last set, and I'm debating if I should do narrow grip or wide grip. Maybe I'll do hybrid. Yo, how are you? hamstring cramp. All right, partials. All right, pump check. All right, let's do a pump check. Hopefully I'm centered. It's hard to tell. This room is not that big. And excuse any raccoon eyes. I've been awake till 7 in the morning now, so and the morning crowd is coming in, which the gym is packed. So definitely a little too late today, but good workout. Let's start with some vacuum poses. That's a weird one, front lat spread. Okay, let's do front double bicep. This one looks really aesthetic if you can get it right. You have to get the vacuum right and everything. That's hard to do. Okay, let's do side chest. Great. Ab and thigh. Also, I'm wearing pants, but I'll practice for it anyways. Side tricep. I used to be able to do this one really well, like a decade ago, but can't seem to quite figure it out. Okay, so I flex my intercostals, flare my lats, push. Back poses. There's a variation I'm missing. I see people flex and you see definition in their back, but I don't know how to do it. All right, don't want to call it there. Don't want to call it there. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Good workout. Broke through some plateaus. Got an extra rep on the bench press. Stuck on that for a while. See you guys for biceps, triceps, and shoulders. Nice workout.
Hey, are you interested in project management consulting? Check out my blog where you can get a free roadmap on how to earn $10,000 per month or more in BI-FinTech consulting. That's business intelligence, finance technology consulting. Pretty much that's a fancy way of saying project management consulting in software data projects. This is my core expertise. I studied aerospace engineering, then pivoted, then became a professional project manager and cloud solutions architect. I can teach you how to do this. If you're looking to supercharge your career, be sure to check out my blog and roadmap. Totally for free, link in the description.
The key to stimulating muscle growth is the intensity of the exercise.